Let's get to this as well. Donald Trump already cutting deals before he steps foot into the Oval. The president-elect just reacting to the success in Washington, with lawmakers reaching an agreement to prevent a government shutdown at midnight tomorrow. They will be voting on that bill in the next hour. Trump pushing for the changes with an assist from DOGE to torpedo the previously pork-filled spending bill, cutting the behemoth from 1,500 pages to just 116 pages, which is about half of Jesse's book, Get It Together, still available in stores wherever books are sold. Trump celebrating on Truth, calling it a, quote, very good deal for the American people, and says all Republicans and even the Democrats should do what is best for our country and vote yes. But speaking of those Democrats, boy, oh boy, they did not like Elon Musk's involvement in the negotiations, and they're teaming up with the media to try to drive a wedge between Trump and Musk and crowning Elon as the real president.
Welcome to the Elon Musk presidency.
It's Speaker Musk right now.
I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing.
He's the head dude in charge.
Unelected president.
An unelected oligarch governing by tweet.
President Elon Musk will be exerting more influence over the House Republican Conference than any president in the White House would.
Some Republicans and former Republicans referring to Donald Trump right now as Vice President Trump. That is not going to sit well.
Eventually, they're going to have to get together and decide who the president is.
But plot twist, chants of hell no are coming from Democrats' closed-door caucus meetings, which does not portend well for the fate of the new continuing resolution. Let me go to you, Charlie, because this is one of those things where you had a massive blow-up, but by the time you get to the 5, it's all solved.
Yeah. And, and obviously, I think that the chances of Democrats helping out Republicans to get this done is not going to happen. But, all this complaining about Elon Musk taking too much a heavy hand in this, he was not leading the president around. He was talking about the things that regular voters who elected Donald Trump were concerned about, which is taking a spending bill like this that should have been 30 pages and wound up being 1,500 pages, and then they cut it back to 100 pages, which is still far too long. It's really not that difficult. I think it's really funny. Obviously, the Democrats are trying to play these games. They're always playing with the mind games, trying to sort of bait Trump into getting upset and saying, oh, no, he doesn't speak for me, or I'm the president, or whatever. Everybody knows Donald Trump is the president. This is ridiculous. Anybody who spent any time with Trump knows that Trump is always in charge. I think what it reveals, the fact that he does have people like Elon Musk around, he's very comfortable having very strong-willed, strong-minded people who are very smart around him. And I think Trump also recognizes that you can, the idea of giving Democrats control right now, when all you have to do is wait until the next Congress and Republicans have far more control to get their priorities done with keeping the government open, is a very smart strategic play.
Jesse, do you think your investigation last night on primetime led to saving?
Yeah, I'm not going to take all the credit, just half. It was Musk and Waters. But you're right, it went from 1,500 pages to 100. And they cut out some brutal stuff. I mean, electric buses. Kamala lost. Why does she get electric buses? You're not allowed to meme. You get thrown in prison for memeing. If I do a sexy image of AOC or Liz Warren, if she's my type, they can put me in jail, Dana. That was in the bill. They put stuff in there. They have molasses inspectors. They added inspectors to the inspectors to inspect molasses. $130 million. So all of this stuff was garbage, and they do this every year. Every year, right before Christmas, they dump this huge bill on us, and then someone reads it, and they said, oh, my God, this is ridiculous. They say, oh, how do we do it? We're just going to shut everything down, and then we're going to not do it again next time. And they do the same thing every time. So Johnson, I don't know why he did this. He said he was going to stop it. He said he was going to do things differently. He wasn't McCarthy. It's the same thing. But he saved his hide if they can pull this thing off. And Musk came out a winner. Trump came out a winner. The taxpayers came out a winner. All these people trying to drive wedges between Trump and Musk, it's because they have no power. What else are they going to do? And the Democrats, they don't care if Soros runs their party. They don't care that a Hollywood actor, George Clooney, basically cooed their president. They're mad at Musk. So what? At least Musk is using his power for the people. The people are now in charge because you can read a bill and say this is baloney and you can knock it out of the park. The Democrats would have voted for this anyway. You think the Democrats want to stay around during Christmas? They have no power. They're fighting amongst themselves. The media is not giving them any air cover. Where's the media here? Trying to make Republicans look bad. They didn't even need the media here.
Let me go to Judge first and then to Jessica, because you know him better, certainly better than I do. But the whole idea that Musk is somehow getting in front of the president, the media, it's almost as if this is their new lawfare. This is their new belief that we can bring Trump down by all of these lawsuits and like burying him and all of that. And now it's almost as if they think, well, maybe our path back to power is by suggesting that Trump's not really the president.
Yeah. Well, that's not going to do that. That's not going to bode very well for them. Trump promised them that the American people who voted for him, the majority, voted for him and said, look, we want all of this nonsense to end. We want this pork to end. We believe in DOGE. This is what we want. We want to streamline spending. So they can talk about Musk all they want. It's not going to bother Donald Trump at all. Donald Trump is smart enough and he is confident enough to know that in order to get things done, you have to surround yourselves with smart people. And this is where the rubber hits the road. And I'm kind of surprised that Mike Johnson, I mean, did he not understand what Donald Trump was saying? He's been walking around with him for the past few months. The deal collapsed because the deal was not what Donald Trump promised the American people. And whether it's molasses or the Global Engagement Center, which is the State Department's office dedicated to censorship, I mean, that's when they shut us down with censorship. Donald Trump is not going to support this. And, you know, Jesse's right. You can't say 1,547 pages. Let's get it done so we can all go home. Those days are over. Those days are over. Now the government has to represent the people. We want to take care of the farmers. We want to take care of the people who suffered from the hurricane. We want to be able to raise the ceiling and not shut the government down. But at the same time, people have to recognize there's a new sheriff in town, that we're not going to do things the way we did it before. And, you know, in the end, if you voted for Trump, this is what you voted for.
And maybe in the end, Jessica, Democrats might be just glad that this came to a resolution so that they can go home and just like catch their breath and come back with a better, you know, attitude in the new year.
I'm not sure about that, and I'm not sure how smooth this is going to be from here. There are a number of members of the Freedom Caucus who have said that they're not going to vote for this because what were deficit hawks when Joe Biden is in office have woken up and said no problem with a 2-year suspension of the debt ceiling. Chip Roy, who's been a staunch supporter of President Trump, a principled conservative, now Trump's going after him. Mike Pence is defending him. So those are where the lines are drawn on the sand, you know. Who should we hang? Who should we not hang on January 6th? He's saying, what are you doing going after someone like Chip Roy, who's saying, where are the spending cuts? And the American public, to your point, they voted for a streamlining that involved spending cuts, which weren't in this bill. They weren't in the bill before, and they're not in this as well. Also, you say the people wanted this. The richest man in the world wanted this. Elon Musk did, and programs that came out of it. What's your problem with a bipartisan cancer research program for $190 million? A drop in the bucket of what this is. Those are the kinds of things that came out of this. And the reason that people are saying that Trump is the unelected president, not only because of the hundreds of millions of dollars that he paid to get Donald Trump elected, is that Donald Trump wasn't kicking up a fuss about the bill before Elon Musk got a bee in his bonnet. He wasn't saying anything. And then Musk gets mad and floats things about bioweapons labs and the stadium, the DC stadium thing, which he got completely wrong. And suddenly this is happening. So I don't want anyone to have a day without their paycheck, let alone during the holidays. And Donald Trump suffered through this. Remember when he closed the government for 35 days over the holidays, and his public perception tanked a little bit at that moment. And obviously we don't want that. But Democrats, why should we help out with this?
Don't you want to go to Christmas vacation?
Well, why don't you call up Chip Roy? Invite
him
on your
Chip
show.
Roy. I'm not calling him.
Why?
I don't need to call him.
Call
They're
Ralph
gonna vote.
Norman.
They're going to get home. Thing's over, Jessica.
Andy Ogles?
I don't even know who that is.
They're Congress people.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.